Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, tired but happy.
That's
Uh,
wonderful.
How are you?
I'm doing good too.
Mm.
And I think today it's a rare opportunity to have an interaction with you.
Right.
Every time during a concert, you interact with a lot of audience, and during a workshop, there are lots of students. So it's kind of funny, just one person on the screen.
Yeah.
So everybody knows you, but let's
Mm.
just yeah, so today I have the rare privilege of interacting with Prince Rama Varma sir, who is lovingly called Varma sir and Varma ji by all his learners across the globe, and Your Royal Highness by all those who respect royalty still. So, yeah, and he's multifaceted, not just a musician, not just a teacher extraordinaire, not just a performer, not just a philosopher, not just an organizer, not just a reformer. He's an absolutely interesting person, and that's what piques people's interest through all his performance to read his work or even attend an interview of his. So, thank you, sir, for agreeing for your time.
It's my pleasure.
So, how has it been, having so many back-to-back events and
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm tired but happy. But tired because physically so much travel. Then we have a temple festival which happens once in 6 months, where we have to walk bare-bodied, barefoot, 8 kilometers in Trivandrum.
Mhm.
So in Trivandrum, roads are so horrible that it's difficult even to drive on those roads. So to walk barefoot is really not my idea of a good time. But anyway, that just happened, and immediately next day, early morning, I had to travel to Chennai for a concert. So that also went. Now, I just, in fact, I came back around 2.5 minutes before I set up the webcam and the mic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's a lot of travel, and now I have a travel-free time for some time, but it's not a free time otherwise because so many concerts are coming up in Chennai. So I like to make a mix of familiar songs and less familiar songs. So preparation, you have to sing. As we get older and older, it takes longer and longer to get something implanted in the head. You know? So many songs I discovered not now, even when I was younger. If I teach a song, then I learn it much better. So right now, as you saw in Hyderabad, the Kadana Uthalam Tilana by T.V. Gopalakrishnan said. So just a few days back, I had taught online. So then it shines more brightly because when whoever the student is, I have to repeat again and again and again and again. So basically being lazy, I don't I do, but I have to force myself to sit and repeat again and again and again, all by myself at home. While teaching somebody, automatically the repetition happens. So, mhm.
So it's a win-win for you and all those who learn.
And for the students who choose to benefit, there are some who are very passive. Many people, not only, I'm not talking about my teaching sessions, but many people, they don't appreciate the value of something when it is there. And they start appreciating only when it is not there. So, I've seen that with many situations. So there are some who realize, like with my gurus, Vachur Harrier Subramanian sir, and Balamuralikrishna, Veena Venkatraman, K.S. Naras. With all my gurus, completely I realized their value when they were around, and they knew it also. So uh, if you say to profit from somebody, I don't mean in a negative and exploitative way, but make the best use in the most positive way of something which is something, whatever is there, rather than afterwards saying, oh, I wish I had done. Too late.
No regrets of leaving anything
No.
undone. Yeah.
Exactly. So
That's
when somebody dies also, we feel sad, but only sad, no regrets. Because you know that with my gurus, for example, I know 100% I have done the best I can as a human being and as a music student. So it's like more than this I could not have done. So I feel very happy. Like that.
true.
Mhm.
And you always take care of every stakeholder, not just your gurus,
Mhm.
but
That's
all
right.
those involved. Suppose if it's a concert, it's quite visible the way you take care of your accompanists, the audio people, the video people, everybody, and you remember what each does. So that's quite, I mean, it's very rare that people give credit to every stakeholder. So that's
Unfortunately.
commendable on your part. And how do you keep track of all this in the midst of everything?
With my accompanist, it's 100% mutual. So it's not only me. So there are some people who sing very complicated pallavis or mathematical calculations or high level speed and stuff like in that. Those angles, I'm quite easy to accompany because I choose a relatively tension free approach. But I sing a lot of songs which only I sing. So my accompanists, though they are all top grade people, instead of just saying, "Ah, you sing, we'll just tag along." Instead of that, they sit and study these songs and come, which is why on stage there is this perfect sync. They are not tagging along half a second behind me. All of us are on it together at the same time. So that happens in a symphony. In Western symphonies, it happens. But in Carnatic music, there's one typical sound which we are so used to, which is actually the sound of the violin coming, following 1 second later, 1 second later, 1 second. There was just not
Not really.
aesthetic at all. While when these people play, the whole thing, whole package sounds so neat. Uh, that is because actually take the time and effort to learn these songs, especially Tilanas, for example. Tilanas, when stop comes means we all stop. So, so, then only the sound of the Shruti for 1.5 seconds. Then, we all of us do. So, suppose I stop, and they start playing, that silence will go, even if one person. So all of us stop. So sometimes when we are in that high of a tilana, automatically we'll feel like just not stopping. So they're very, very, that self restraint is very, very strong for all.
Very much in sync, completely
Uh,
talmel is
Yeah.
there. So
And we are not even like we grew up together, we stay in the same house or even same city or eat the same kind of food. In every way, we are different. Like very, very different people. But in music, that the same vision, we all come together and we want to be in Shruti, we want to be aesthetic, we want to be sensitive, we want to be evocative and communicative and engaging. So in all those things, we just, there's not even much discussion. Automatically, we meet. It's a great blessing. Very, very, very great blessing.
in fact, that's a good thing to learn from you and from your team that and this is a Children's Day special that we thought of, right? So
Oh, hi, children.
so everybody has a child in them, so it applies
Hey,
to all age
so
groups, like all
that's
your workshops also, and all your events. It's 3 to 80 or 3 to 90. There's no age bar, so
yeah,
everybody has a child in them.
yeah.
So
Even
it's not just a music. Oh, that's quite a cute chick, your
I
little
love this.
accompanist.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, it is worth noting that since you observe all these tiny things about people around you, so when kids learn music from you, they should also learn these little traits, or so that they can take people together instead of just focusing on themselves, and that will make them well-rounded personalities, improve their emotional intelligence as well. Because beyond a point, just IQ won't help. You need EQ.
Absolutely,
And there's
absolutely,
an additional LQ also, that's the love quotient. So instead,
absolutely.
if there's no empathy that people have for one another, and you're a classic example. Everybody who knows you knows that your kindness needs no mention, whether it be a service provider or a taxi driver or anybody. You take good care, you're kind, you're
Mm.
not arrogant,
The
and that's
taxi driver,
strange.
taxi driver means our life is in their hand. Not only taxi driver, any driver. If you are
That
in
is
a
also
car,
there.
means the driver can reach you to your current destination or the ultimate destination also. So, so we
A
better be nice to
shortcut.
them. So, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
true, but it takes a lot to, be nice. In a world that you can be anything, be nice is not easy. So, being nice is something all of us can observe and see, because it just takes a step, a little second for one to be arrogant. And someone in your position, it's easy to be arrogant because you come from privilege and you yourself are accomplished. So how would you help children or anybody stay grounded?
More than children, if we talk about very small children, it's completely in the hands of the parents only, not the children. Because, for example, there's so much violence happening. So now, so many children from the time they are born itself, they are given some electronic thing, game or whatever, and so much of it is violence. Like just press something and one laser goes and kills aliens or whatever. So these kids are from that time they are exposed to violence, violence, violence in their phone, in their games, everywhere. So then, in a place like America, where real guns are freely lying around in the house, one 5-year-old picks up a gun and shoots somebody, means you can't blame the kid. So, and parents, especially families which are financially well off, parents themselves, they pamper the children and make them rotten. So I recently, very, very recently, somebody told me about a millionaire Indian guy whose son wanted a phone or something. They live in America, and this kid is born and brought up in America. So this father is a multimillionaire, but he said, you go to the neighbor's house and mow their lawn and do some part-time work in a petrol pump and in a restaurant and whatever, and earn the money and buy a mobile phone. So while in our Indian society, you don't have to be millionaire. You even slightly well off means the parents will just pamper the kids and make the parents might have worked hard and created something, but the kids who are born into luxury, they are used to not working at all, which is why I always wanted to do something using myself. Music was not a career option when I was younger. I never thought of music that way, but I wanted to do something myself rather than just say, "Oh, I was born in the royal family and my ancestor was the great man, Raja Ravi Varma, and another ancestor was also great. He was Maharaja Saithan." Okay, so what does that make you? So just because my ancestor is this person, that person, Chitrathidal Maharaja, so many great people, not one or two, so many great people have been there in the family, but each one great person comes, that only adds to the responsibility that, my God, I should do something to be worth being the descendant of so many great people, rather than just say, and there are so many musicians also whose children ended up as nothing. I mean, my ancestors, they're far away 100 years ago, 250 years ago. But suppose my father was an accomplished Carnatic musician. That's a sad, that situation happens a lot. And then the children feel, oh, my father is this great musician. When you look at Ustad Zakir Hussain, for example, his father is the legendary Allah Rakha. But Zakir Hussain made an address of his own despite being the son of such a great father. Same with Sachin Dev Burman and Rahul Dev Burman, R.D. Burman, S.D. Burman. So R.D. Burman was S.D. Burman's son. But now there are so many people who are R.D. Burman fans and they know S.D. Burman as Pancham Das father. No? So, but that is an exception rather than the rule that somebody does. No, I want to do something of my own to leave my mark uh, on the sands of time or whatever you call it. So something for me, more than posterity or leaving my mark in the sands of time, I just wanted now today, for example, the whole day is done now. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to sleep. So before sleeping, every single day I evaluate, okay, what did I do today? I ate a lot, then I used the computer a lot, I slept a lot, then that's it. Then today the fact that I lived today is a waste. I didn't do anything. So I learned a new song, or I taught somebody, I performed, I read something useful, I made somebody smile, I could help somebody, which made a difference in their life. Some good thing. Then I feel, oh, okay, you have consumed all this oxygen and water and electricity and food and space and whatever. That is justified because you did something worthwhile today. So every single day, even if I'm very tired, I kind of go through the day and ask myself whether I did something of some use to somebody. So otherwise, it's better not to exist. It need not be something known in public. You are a good husband or a good father or a good mother or a good sibling or a good friend. There's so many things. It's only that person will know that you really brought them relief or solace or pleasure or some wisdom or insights. So many things. But something we know, okay, at least today I did. Then it's fine. So
That's a
that
deep thought. I mean, not everybody does that, and
yeah. If we do that, and if we face the fact that life is so fragile, and how many of us will be there tomorrow or the next minute, we don't know. So, one, if we are aware of mortality, then really we won't waste time in stupid things like fighting and jealousy and envy and backstabbing and putting spokes in somebody's wheel, stuff like that. We won't have time for that. Not that I'm like this very saintly, elevated. I make dirty jokes. I make silly jokes. See, now I have a chicken with me too as a prop. So I don't mean just this high level noble things, but at least what we in our Indian languages we say droham. No, don't harm people. Don't
true.
do droham, and do some good. That's all. Then have fun, be silly, we laugh, and make others laugh, and all that is fine. It's absolutely without that. What's the point if you're all serious? No?
What's life without humor, no?
Yeah, really.
And
Have
who
you?
better to say that? I think it's not just music, even humor is your forte. So there are plenty of videos on your channel Music Box, which your friend hosts for you, that humor videos are like absolute killer, if I may say.
No, they're
And
silly. Many are most are very silly, not like high level wit or something.
that's okay.
See, I was here in this room for nearly 2 years during lockdown. So we don't know whether life will get back to normal ever again. I don't know whether my concert in Malaysia in 2020 March first week, whether that was the last concert of my life. We don't know whether I'll perform ever again. We don't know anything in that condition. Okay, let me just leave something behind so that somebody can have a laugh. So I am prepared to play the fool and make a fool of myself just to make people laugh. I don't mind. We have to, suppose I feel, oh, I am this great guy or prince or guru or Carnatic musician, then I have a certain image to project and live up to. So then all the time we are trapped by that image. So then some silly thing happens when your image is high up in the ivory tower, will come crashing down. But when I'm normally itself, I'm just light. I take it lightly and fool around. Then there's no problem.
Probably that's why you put people at ease, you know. You don't make,
I
like, you don't have a problem making a joke about yourself. So people are at ease. And not just that, that comes across in your music as well. You're not here to show that, oh, I'm a cut above the rest. You just do your work and do it really well.
That's yeah.
And because of that, I even read a few comments on Music Box where people say that you gave hope to some family member and when they were terminally ill, and that's commendable, isn't it? So you were instrumental in adding a little light in their time of darkness. So it's nice. It's nice that you can be silly and not be silly also. So
See,
that's
I
interesting.
we had a joint family property in Chennai, which was used for film shooting by many people, big superstars like Rajinikanth and Kamala Hassan and Mohanlal and Mammootty and Aishwarya Rai and so many very big names have shot there. Where I would be right there watching this. So all of them are good in their own way, but how some of these mega superstars, the moment they enter the place, everyone feels tense. Even if they're standing 100 feet away, when they come itself, not that he's going to shoot anybody or spit at anybody or shout, but just the presence will generate tension. While the same level superstars, some of them, they'll be, when the tea boy comes, they will tap them on the shoulder. Ah, come, you also have. Like, so they just put everyone at, when they come, it's he's coming. That whole place will get a new lease of life and energy. And superstardom, they are like right at the top of both these people. So I've seen this live, and my own Guru Balamuralikrishna, many people feel he's arrogant, and because he knows his own value and he doesn't hide that he knows his own value. So there's no false modesty saying, "Oh, I don't know everything, anything at all. It's all God's grace. It's all my Guru's blessings only. I am zero." That kind of thing, people love this false modesty. They swallow it and say, "Oh, see how humble he is." This is absolute nonsense. While my Guru he was like, I am Balamurali and I know I am Balamurali. There's only one Balamurali. Like, so because of that, they feel, oh, he's very arrogant. But I have seen him when he goes on tour in America, for example, we are hosted in houses. So in any household, the moment he enters, we feel, oh my God, Balamurali has come. But within 2 minutes, we feel, he's our chamat, cute, sweetheart grandfather. Little playful, little naughty, little mischievous, little adorable. Like that one, when he leaves, people break down and cry. Even if he
Oh,
stays for one day and goes, so they love his presence so much that they'll feel, oh my God, they're losing something when he leaves. So that very impressionable part of my life when I was like 25 to 45, around 20 years, I spent maximum time with him. So I've seen him interact with journalists, TV journalists, paper journalists, radio journalists, and you go to a studio recording and there'll be one small boy adjusting the mic, or there'll be another even smaller boy who brings the cup of tea. With all those people, how gently and sweet, and not he's not out to charm and put on a fake modesty. He's genuinely, he had empathy. So that side of him, not that he is this perfect man where everything is infallible or anything, but this side of him is very, very, very sweet. In fact, I lived in Kerala till I joined Balamuralikrishna. So the coffee in Chennai is phenomenal, almost anywhere in Chennai. Some places even more phenomenal. And in Balamurali sir's house, the coffee was just unbelievable. So that is the first time I started tasting this Chennai decoction coffee. So I would say, oh wow, this coffee is like so good. And he would be delighted seeing how much I liked it. So I was there, I think 3 days only I knew him. And he would sit on a chair, I would sit on the ground. And his daughter-in-law brought a tray with 2 cups. So he's looking like that. And he said some, I didn't know one word of Telugu at that time. So he said something and then she said something and both of them kind of glanced at me. So I felt they said something about me. It was a friendly kind of look and one smile, and then he took 1 cup. Then, when she brings me the coffee, he's saying, "You know, I know you like our coffee very much. So I was telling her which one is big, which is small. You give me small, and you give him
oh.
big. But she says both are same." Within 3 days. So that side.
The
And you
endearing
say,
side.
endearing, very, very disarming, very endearing. So that side of him was just unbelievable, along with so many other sides. So I have experienced yeah, one more thing which happened again with Balamurali sir. Mm, he had a very big bed in his bedroom, which kind of took up most of the space in the room. So Chennai, if you have been there in March, April, May, it is hell. It is so hot you can't even imagine. So I used to go by auto only. I started going by taxi like 10, 15 years ago. This is late 1990s. So I traveled everywhere by auto. And uh, to come by auto in this heat, face will be red like a tomato. So I go to his room and he's sitting in the center of this very big bed, and Balamuri sir is very small. So the small, tiny guy sitting in the middle of the bed with his legs crossed, and he's got some books on one side, one file on his lap, and some papers, and he's writing something, copying from the book and looking at. Then, come, you sit here. So I just take a chair and sit there. So I'm sitting a little far away. Middle of the bed, middle of the room is the bed, which occupies most of the room. Middle of the bed, Balamuri sir is sitting, and the fan is turning at a very slow speed because if the fan is faster, the paper will fly away. So I'm not getting any breeze at all. So instead of just saying, "Oh, are you feeling hot?" Then you can increase the speed of the file. He doesn't say anything. He puts the file down, puts a book on top. He kind of crawls and reaches the edge of the bed. He gets down, goes all the way around to the other end of the room and increases the speed of the fan. Then
That's
he
so.
then he walks back. He walks back, sits on the bed, again jumps back, and he's in the middle. He takes the file, keeps it down. Then he's looking at the fan and looking at me. You're getting, you're getting. He
Oh,
says,
that's so
"Oh my,
sweet.
for me, I mean, more than so, he's a great singer and Padma Vibhushan and Sangeeta Kalavati and 12 doctorates, so many things. But these kind of things, I can never forget. Suppose I live for another 50 years also, I won't forget. These kuti, kuti, kuti. my equation with him was peppered with small acts of kindness. Like that, there's nobody else is there. So it's not to witness or to charm or something. He genuinely cares. In fact,
That is so sweet.
see that side of him. Anyway, now that I said this, I remember one more story which is very funny. One journalist came to interview him in Trivandrum, and I had invited him for a festival. He was not interested in giving an interview, but I said, no, please. So this journalist came, and it was a lady, and she came in exactly the same condition like I went by auto. She was sweating and face was red because Trivandrum was also very hot and sultry. So he looks at her, you're all right? We'll have some water, some cool drink or coffee or tea. She just started crying. So he was shocked. I was also shocked when somebody says, would you have a coffee or tea? We'll say, we can say, no, I don't want. But somebody burst into tea. Hey, what's so she says, no, no, no. I can't believe you're such a great man and you are asking me whether I want water or a cool drink or coffee. Then she mentioned a young musician's name. He was also singing in the same festival, very arrogant guy. So she called him and said, I'm calling from this newspaper. I'd like an interview. So this is like year 2000, 2001 at that time. We have not heard of things like websites at that time. So this musician is very techno savvy at that time itself. Even now it continues. So he says, have you seen my website? So she said, no, this is my website. You go and check whatever questions you have, you will find the answers there. Then you can write. You don't have to interview me. And he banged the phone down. So, and that man must be around 50 years younger than Balamuralikrishna. So this was her previous day's experience. And now she comes and sees this 73 or 75-year-old Balamuralikrishna. And he is saying, we'll have coffee or tea or cool drink, something. So then she said, this happened. So Balamuralikrishna said, okay. He said like that. What did you say? I said, no, no, I just put the phone down. No, you are wrong. You should ask, you have some cassettes and CDs? And he will say, yes, I have cassettes and CDs are there, no? Then why do you give live concert? You can ask. So that was, he should have been the journalist then.
That is really good.
Yeah,
With
it makes sense, no?
humor and
Yeah,
kindness.
my
Wow.
answers, all my answers are there in the website, so you don't have to interview me. Okay, then your songs are there in CD. They don't have to give concert, no?
Absolutely bang on.
Mm.
Nice. Very nice.
There was one Sabha in Chennai who wanted Balamuri sir to sing. So they're both very sharp. That side is also there. So they somehow wanted him to sing free of cost. And
Hmm.
he definitely had no plans to sing for 1 rupee less than his normal rate. So this Sabha secretary was very, very charming. He spoke excellent English and nice sense of humor and very some other level, aristocratic in appearance and packaging. But basic exploitative nature was same as anybody else. So he wanted him to sing free of cost, and he never sang. So then once I had a concert in Chennai, and Balamuri sir was sitting in the front row. So the Sabha secretary came and sat next to him. He had never come for my concert till then, and he had never invited me either. So then after my concert, I came down to meet Balamuri sir. And then the Sabha secretary saying, oh, he sings Swaram so nicely. He's a true Shishya and carrying forward your tradition. You must be so proud of him and whatever. He praised and praised and praised and praised me, thinking that if he praises me, Balamuri sir will feel happy and then he'll sing free of cost. That's the agenda. So after he praised and praised and praised and praised, at the end, like a punchline, I said, yes, sir, he's saying all this, but he has never invited me for a concert. Saying nice. So then Balamuni sir laughed. So the Sabha secretary says, oh, your disciple is full of slings and arrows. So he'll quote Shakespeare also. He said, your disciple is full of slings and arrows. Then Balamuni sir looks at him. Should be like that, no? He's my disciple only. so, so like that. Yeah.
That's true. All talk, no deed. What's the point, no?
Yeah, exactly.
So that means, and you are a reformer in your own right, no? You're not the kind to lay back and just take things as it comes, even if it doesn't work well for you. I mean, it's not even that it is affecting you. Like women not entering the Navratri Mandapam is not your problem really. You could do what you wanted, but you still took the initiative, fought through the whole age-old norm, and got people to enter, got people to perform. That's a big reform in its own way, equivalent to the temple
No, that
proclamation
is
and
another
allowing
thing.
it.
No, that is
So
another thing. This is another thing. But not only to perform, even to listen. So there are these vintage Navaratri concert recordings which are available online now. M.D. Ramanathan, K.V. Narayanaswamy, Chemmangudi Srinivasaya, T.N. Seshagopal, Pudukot Krishnamurthy. Like it's so many people. These recordings, when we listen now, with Lalgudi Jairam and T.N. Krishnan and Palghat Mani Iyer, Palghat Raghu, Vellore Ramabhadran, Umayal Purasivara. Like that one set of people, of course, many names were repeated again and again. But when people listen to these recordings, they don't realize that not even one woman has heard these concerts sitting there. They have to sit outside and hear from the speaker. You can't see the faces of the musicians. So all these concerts uh, for goddess Adi Parashakti, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Durga, women were not allowed, which is really,
such hypocrisy, and
it's,
you
yeah, it's
cut
very
through it,
strange.
and that's what I said. It doesn't
So,
affect you. You're not the one paying that tax, but still you went ahead and put in effort. That makes you a reformer in your own right. And you also had your festival which was your baby, Swati Sangeet Utsav,
oh yeah.
and you ran it for a
Mhm.
good 23 years, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
99 onwards till 2020. So that is
So,
a,
how was that experience as an organizer?
oh wow. I learned, it was a learning, even like teaching music also is a learning experience. So organizing this festival was a very, very, very big learning experience. They say, if you're a good driver, then you will be a good pedestrian also. So there is this equation between artists and organizers. So artists need organizers, organizers need artists. That has been like that. So since I became an organizer, I am very easy to host for other organizers. I'm very clear and I don't make unnecessary demands or generate tension. Or there
Absolutely.
some well, you've organized my concert, which is why we are having this talk. So, but there have been artists who, like my team, for example, Vinu Harikumar Karthik, they're absolutely good at their profession, but very professional also. Then some people like Amrita Venkatesh or Sanjay Subramania or Parasalapana. Punamal teacher is not alive. In fact, this November 29th is her birth centenary. So even when she was singing at 87, 90, 93, I'll tell you one example. She had her first and last ever concert at Tirupati. So Tirupati, Venkateswara, there are so many compositions by Tyagaraja. Patnam Subramania's signature itself is Venkateswara. So hundreds of songs Punamal teacher already knew with the word Venkatesha, but she had not studied a single Annamacharya song. So at age 87 or 89, she's going to Tirupati for the first time. She said, "Ayyo, if I go to Tirupati, I have to sing an Annamacharya song." So she learned an Annamacharya song just to sing at Tirupati. So
Wow.
that is professionalism. So I have had many, many artists like that who have been very, very professional. But there are some musicians who may be very good at their job, but they'll accept a concert and suddenly not turn up because somebody else paid more money or they have a special equation with somebody. So that is, in my mind, as an organizer, if somebody does that, I'll never call them again, even if they are the greatest, artistically speaking. So there, I have lost out on some great artists because of this aspect of their personality. They might be very pleasant to deal with and all that, but if there's no commitment, then it's difficult. So I've learned the hard way as an organizer. Some musicians just not showing up, for example. Then, yeah, so the good sound system, good lighting, good remuneration, which is a very important thing also. So later, when I discovered what others are paying, I felt very good about my festival, what we were offering, because musicians would be surprised in the positive direction. Oh, I didn't expect this much, no, like that. So that is nice. Many times I didn't expect this much happens, but like this, I mean, I sang for 3 hours and I thought at least this much will be there, but this much only, I didn't expect. So that
True.
happens. So it's nice to see the surprise in the other direction. Oh my God, you paid me this. No. They should feel happy that they came. They should feel, oh, I hope he'll call me again.
They say no, khali pet bhajan na hove. So similarly, if every art form has to survive, you have to take care of all these aspects,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So
You
there some
cannot.
organization they call and they approach the first sentence. We are a non-commercial of a non-profit organization. I don't care. Then you be a profit organization and earn money and pay nicely. So because you are a non-profit organization, why should I also be? So I did that. I did that all my life actually till 2020. The teaching, for example, I used to teach in very poor villages. I used to spend money that side, teach free of cost, and give them money to build a building and put an air conditioner. So stuff like that I have done. And I don't regret having done that at that time. But then time goes, you know, I learned this from Balamurali sir, that from Balamurali sir, this from Bal. So how did it come? At age 24, 25, I decide, okay, I'm going to just give up everything else, including taking a job or getting married or starting family. Just going to learn with Balamuralikrishna things which I can get only from him. So I didn't learn Enduro Mahanubhavulu, which I can still learn from somebody if I want. So popular songs, I never learned. So I learned stuff from him which he himself had forgotten. And some Telugu folk songs, devotional songs from Bhakti Ranjani and Kaivara Amaradarayan and Prayaga Rangadasa. Like beautiful, beautiful songs. Because I know only this man knew, and after him, that's it. So, but then the costs involved, because Balamurali said officially he didn't charge for teaching, but he loved money. You know, so I know that he likes money. So I used to, like a Guru Dakshina, I would organize his concerts. So concerts would be like very, very sizable amount of money. So I used to offer that at his feet. Not, I wouldn't physically keep it at his feet, but I'll give it to him. But mentally, I'm like an offering to Guru for 18 years. So 18 years, me living in Trivandrum and going to Madras and taking a hotel and organizing his very, very expensive concert with good accompanies, then the sound and all that. So how much money that has cost me, I know he knew also. So he would always tell me, you should, he used to quote a certain amount. Only if you earn this much money using my music only, my soul will rest in peace because I know how much you have done, not only to come and learn, but to teach his compositions in remote villages. Then television channel, there is this Sri Venkateswara Bhakti channel, SVBC, owned by Tirupati. They telecast 200 episodes of me teaching Balamurali songs. Specifically, it is called Murali Ganam. So Murali Ganam, 200 episodes happened. And this is Tirupati channel. So Tirupati is not exactly a poor place, right? But I was not paid anything at all. So it was like, I want to do something to highlight and show and showcase Balamurali sir's genius as a composer, lyricist, melody maker, everything. So songs which he has composed are Bhadrachal Ramadas, Annamacharya, Kaivara Amaranarayana, Sadashiva Brahmendra, Purandradasa. These composers whose lyrics were set to music by Balamurali sir. This was the theme. So, and this people used to sit and watch. It used to come Monday to Friday on SVBC, 4:30 to 5. It is like students come home from school and college and part class, half an hour. It used to come and happily people used to watch. So this I give free of cost, but I didn't get free of cost. I have to spend so much time, money, energy, all that. Then now, and even his tilanas, for example, you take a Tillana nadritim, tadaratani nadridritum, nadridritum, tim. This is all he composed. So then all the other variations from 1960s, 70s, when he composed the Tillana, over the years, one variation will come. Then one area. Then next time that may not come. So next time another idea will come. So accumulated. So I would listen to recordings of his from 70s, from 80s, from 90s, and systematically set up this sequence of sangatis or variations and teach. Because if I just spontaneously keep changing and teach means it'll be all over the place and students won't get anything. Now, even very small kids like Hansini or Magil Malar, whom you know, who attend our class, they sing, or Srineya, there are so many people, they sing so neatly that I wish Balamuri sir was alive now. He has heard another set of students before I started teaching online. he has heard some others singing some of these songs very, very neatly, and he says, "See, only Balamuralikrishna can compose like this, and only Prince Rama Varma can make the world know who is Balamurali and what is Balamurali." you know, so because these tilanas in that aduk, we say aduk, the sequence. So that for that, how much time I spent and money I spent, and when I go to his house also, I'll have to pay the hotel room for 24 hours. But one day he'll be busy with a journalist interview, he'll be busy with a recording, or he may be in a nostalgic mood, or some family function will be going on. So I'll be staying for 5 days. I have to pay the hotel for 5 days, but I may get a class only on one day. So 4 days, I'm just like filming wildlife. You find a lion attacking a zebra. Oh, wow. But how many hours they have to just sit in this forest in the Masai Mara with the camera and waiting for something to happen. Something may happen there, it may be off camera. So the hours and hours and hours and hours of just waiting patiently for to get one thing.
They
No,
say, 30 minutes of performance. Behind that meticulous performance was 30 years of sincere investment and practice. So that's what
exactly,
it is all about. And
exactly. So
it
that
is
see
time it's acknowledged and people realize it also.
see that you realize, I know few like one or two people who actually realize this is how I sound when I speak. Like Amitabh Bachchan or somebody, when they say "ha," it's a voice is so deep and resonant and booming. But I have a very, very ordinary, normal, high pitched kind of voice. So with this voice, if I can sing a 3 hour concert at G Shruti, and in G Shruti hit the lower sa, means that bass was completely artificially created and still being created. It's not like it's done. Still working, still working, still working on it. And then somebody says, "Oh, you have such a beautiful voice." You don't have. I mean, you made. It's like saying Bruce Lee or Rafael Nadal. Oh, they have such a muscular body. They didn't. They were not born with
Born
rippling
with it.
muscles. No. So even food. Novak Djokovic, for example, when he first won Wimbledon and first became world number one, I think in 2011. So after Wimbledon, he broke off and he ate one piece of chocolate. He loves chocolate, but he had not tasted chocolate for 2 years or 3 years.
Oh,
While making his body into this fighting machine made of steel. So
wow,
gluten-free diet. In fact, Djokovic's memoirs, it is all about the right thing to eat also. So it's called Serve to Win. So it's serve and also serve food. Serve. So you have to eat all these things and not eat all those things, and then you reach that point. So nothing is just like somebody has a good voice, somebody has muscles. No, we work, and anybody who has a good voice will recognize and appreciate another guy or another lady who has a good voice. I know how much this person would have worked. But Kishor Kumar,
oh,
who's self-taught, for example, he's not untrained. People say he's an untrained man. He's super trained, except that he didn't go to some ustad and learn officially classical music. So, but if somebody plays like 30 songs of Kishore Kumar from 1949 and 53 and 60 and 87 and 70, if I just hear the song, which I've never heard before, just with the quality of his voice, I can kind of say, this must be around 1972, 73, because the voice
wow.
just kept getting better and better and better and better. That the richness, the heaviness, the resonance, everything. That is how it should be. Unless we have some deadly disease, then anything can happen. But unless we have some deadly disease, every day as we get older, not 56, 66 or 76 or 86, 90, voice should only keep getting better, not worse. If we sing wrong, using wrong techniques, and we sing wrongly, then the moment we are no longer young and youth and the energy goes, our voice will sound horrible.
True. And there should be a regimen you follow. People shouldn't abuse their voice or their health.
Mm.
Those things also, kids and adults, everyone should take care, right?
Adult health,
Ethical.
sorry. I abuse my health by eating wrong things and not exercising. But voice, yeah, I really take care of. My guru's Vechur sir was not a celebrity like Balamuri sir, but literally he taught me till the day before he died. And the day before he died was when his voice sounded the most beautiful, because it was even more beautiful than it was the previous year. So it just
Wow.
kept getting better and better and better. Balamurali sir also just kept getting better and better. Manna Day used to give public
Absolutely.
performances in his 90s. So a song, normally we think of a lower note as a big note and high will be little thin. But his high note, Zindagi kaisi hai pehli, hai, kabhi to hasai. So high, because he was a chain smoker for 30 years. So he's full of smoke even now. Though he had given up smoking. So this kind of voice was there down. But Zindagi will be like so big. We can expect such a big note in the middle octave or in the lower octave normally, but not in the higher octave. Unbelievable. So if so many people I like, the voice just got better and better.
And I think you are an ardent fan of Kishor Kumar, I think, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
your Manasika Guru. So a lot of playful qualities also come into you. I think it just transcends.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that, see, I can imitate Kishore Kumar, which is one thing, but I did not even know that Kishore Kumar acted in a movie till the day he died. In fact,
Mm,
till he died, I didn't know who was Kishore Kumar, who was Mohammad Rafi, who was Mukesh. I would think the funny songs, happy, upbeat songs are by Kishore Kumar. Then love songs are by Mohammad Rafi, and sad songs are by Mukesh. That is so. Even if it is a sad song, sung by Kishore Kumar, I feel a sad song is Mukesh, and if it's a love song, means is Rafi. In fact, so many Rafi love songs have the word Mohabbat. So
mm,
Mohabbat, so I used to think his name was Mohabbat Rafi. And so later only I heard it's Mohammed Rafi. But the day Kishore Kumar died, and I used to think, I didn't even know about playback when I was 10, 12, 13 years old. So in a movie like Amar Akbar Anthony, one person, Vinod Khanna, Mukesh sings for, Rishi Kapoor, Mohammed Rafi sings for, and Amitabh Bachchan, Kishore Kumar sings. So I loved Amitabh Bachchan songs maximum, not knowing that all these songs were sung by Kishore Kumar. So the day he died, I heard that Kishore Kumar died, and I was like, oh my God, this is 1987. So I was 18, 19 years old, and we had only Doordarshan. The Chitrahar was this program once a week where they showed Hindi film songs, and they showed Kishore Kumar's funeral. So that time they showed small clips of many songs which he had appeared on screen himself, from Chalti Ka Naam Gaadi and all.
mm,
We're like, my God, this is Kishore Kumar, he's acting. Then they played song after song, and I realized, oh my God, all my favorite songs, this man only sang. But literally, the day he died, that I realized that my big hero was Kishore Kumar, which is very
mm,
ironic. Then I started exploring more seriously into. Otherwise, I didn't have my own music recording collection or playing equipment. So I had to depend on whenever my sister or father chose to play their record. So whenever they played, whatever they played, I'll go and listen. So even Nazia Hassan came, the Disco Divane and all that. It took the country by storm at that time. So my sister would constantly update with the latest thing, but the latest thing is now 1970s, 80s stuff. So then I started observing how each of them sang. Mohammad Rafi, for example, he sang at such a high pitch, but never sounded like anything other than like a man. He sounded like a man even at that pitch. If I sing at that pitch, I'll sound like something in between male and female. You know? So like Meri Kahani and all that, very, 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 very high pitch. मैं अपना फसाना कह न सका मेरे दिल की तमन्ना दिल में रही लो आज किनारे पर लो आज किनारे पर आके अरमानों की कश्ती डूब गई अरमानों की कश्ती डूब गई किस्मत को मंजूर नहीं था लब पे मेरी फरियाद रहे मेरी कहानी रफी would sob no लब पे से हुए हम जिनके लिए बर्बाद so that sobbing in sad songs was his but how that he would sing in full voice and still sound like a man. So if I sing, it can be female or child or anything, animal, you know. So
nothing like that. But
okay, bird,
it's
female, male, female, child, animal, bird, reptile, rodent.
No, no, nothing like that. No. But I think you sound a lot like Hemant Kumar.
Yes, I love that. Hemant Kumar, Jagjit Singh, people like that, little deep but little soft. Kishore is masculine, muscular kind of voice.
Damdar.
Yeah, exactly. Mm. Mine
But
is more.
Hemant Kumar also had some really beautiful,
Oh my God.
beautiful
Oh my
work.
God. Even Tagore songs, the way he has given music for that. In fact, Manade used to tell me, for Manade, God was Rabindranath Tagore. So
Your
he,
repertoire too, right?
I know two or three Tagore songs. That's it. So, but Manade, he would say, Ram, I've never envied anybody, but the way Hemant Kumar, he said, it's not Rabindra Sangeet, it's Hemanto Sangeet. He used to say. So Hemanto Sangeet, how this man can get this kind of melody? Like, like impossible. Like, how? Like that he used to feel about Hemant Kumar. In fact, this topic itself came because the first time I went to Manade's house, that's a funny story. Beginning is sad story. In Trivandrum, we have a open air auditorium called Nisha Gandhi. So Nisha Gandhi has no covering at all for the audience or for the stage. So the government of Kerala had organized a Manade night, and Manade and Asha Bhosle had come, and it started raining. Started raining. There's no covering, and very bad sound system, and very badly organized. And people were shouting for "Oh Duniya Ke Rakhwale," and which is Rafi song to Manade. You know, so he was these idiots. They don't know anything. What do they know? And he shouted and left. So that is it. So then this happened many years ago. Then I never heard his name at all. I didn't even know that he was still alive because his contemporaries had all passed away. Maybe I think Mahendra Kapoor was alive, but Talat Mahmood, Hemant Kumar, Kishore, Rafi, Mukesh, all of them had died. So then once I used to take classes in Bombay. So once I was in Bombay and I saw that Mannade was giving a concert. It was a Mannade night by Mannade. So I thought somebody else must be singing Mannade songs. Then a friend of mine and I, we went. And it is actually Mannade. And तू प्यार का सागर है तू प्यार. This is the first song he sang. And I just started crying. Khayal man ki pagal. It's just too emotional. I've heard that song so many times, but actually to have this man right in front of, and it was a mostly empty. Not many people had come, so a lot of empty seats were there. So he deserves so much more, recognition and publicity and wow, fans and whatever. But here, one old man, he came and sang, and few people like me are sitting there. But he cried and cried and cried, and not feeling sad, but I was so moved. Then I was feeling embarrassed. Then I looked, my friend is sitting with one big handkerchief only, also crying. So it hit everyone the same way. It was not something with me. Then I started searching where does Mannade live. So I found a phone number and address, I think in Ville Parle in Mumbai, in the telephone directory. So I took a taxi and went to that place and found that house demolished. So uh, I went to the next house and then asked मन्नाडे साहब हाँ मन्नाडे साहब इधर थे लेकिन हमेशा के लिए मुंबई छोड़ के लंदन अमेरिका गया. This is what they said. So he's gone forever. And the house doesn't stand either. So I was like, oh my God, how can I get him from America, London? Then I had a very good friend in Mysore called Ratna Rajaya, who was very closely connected with Hindi film field. In fact, she was behind the very first ever reality show of people singing Rafi Kishore Lata songs, Meri Awaaz Suno or something like that, that time. Then there's one guy, I forgot his name. He's still there. He'll be like an MC kind of person. He'll judge and talk and what. I forgot his name. So they were all together. She suddenly messaged me and said, "Oh, this is Manna Day's number. I think he's somewhere in Bangalore." I was like, whoa. So then I called, it's a landline, no mobile. So I called the landline, then, hello, huh? Because he doesn't expect any calls. No? So he's very gruff and very easily he'd get angry. It's just anger is like part of his nature. Huh? What do you? I said, can I speak to him? Yeah, tell me. So I said, I'd like to meet you. Meet me. Who is this? Where are you calling from? I said, my name is Varma. Varma. So it doesn't ring a bell. I said, I'm calling from Trivandrum. Then he hates Trivandrum because of that Nisaganthi disaster. He said, Trivandrum, what does anybody from Trivandrum care about Manadi? No, 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 don't waste my time. Man, like that. So I'm like, no, no, I just want to meet you like for 5 minutes. So where, if you can tell me where you are, I can. I'm in Bangalore. Where are you? Say that I'm in Trivandrum. But if you're free tomorrow evening, I'll come and meet you. He said, you're coming to Bangalore? I said, no. If you give me an appointment, I'll come just to see you. So he was really shocked. And then he said, oh, okay. I said, I'll come to Bangalore, and he takes a nap in the afternoon. So by 5, he'll wake up. Then I can call and go. So I called, and he gave direction very correctly. Very correct. I took a taxi for 5 hours and went to his house, small house. And just, he was, I think, 83 or 84 at that time. And wife was also around the same age. Just this little old couple, no help, servants, nothing. Just they are there. It was very moving just to see them. And I started talking. Then I said, I was there for that Nishaganthi concert and it was so bad. And so I want to, I heard you in Bombay also. You sang Tu Pyar Ka Sagar Hai. Oh my God. That whole concert was nice, but the Tu Pyar Ka Sagar was too much. So then I said, I'd like to organize your concert in Trivandrum properly. So how does one go about doing that? So I was this little kid at that time wearing veshti. I dressed like this. Even then, I dressed like that. So he couldn't think what this little boy could do. But I just wanted to find out about the budget and whatever. So I said all this to bring us to Tagore. So then, this is before Diwali time. Then the power went. So the power went, and there's no light coming from a street light. It's like absolute pitch darkness. So I had a mobile phone. They didn't have. So then there's this Tagore song, Aguner Poroshmani. You've heard? Aguner Poroshmani, Choao Prane, E Jibon Punno Koro, E Jibon Punno Koro, E Jibon Punno Koro, E Jibon Punno Koro. দহন দানে আগুন so আগুনের পরশমণি, this agni spark পরশমণি ছোঁয়াও প্রাণে, chew my life, touch my life, এ জীবন পুণ্য করো, make my life punya, sacred. Then the next line, আমার দেহ খানি তুলে ধরো, use my body as a lamp, তোমারই দেবালয়ের প্রদীপ করো. So you use my body as a lamp to light up your temple. You know?
Wow.
So I say, I didn't sing the first half. So it's completely dark. There's no, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. And Manade and wife are sitting, and I am this late 20s kind of young boy, Malayali, dressed in veshti, and pitch darkness, there's no current, and I just sing, Hamare deho khani tule dharo, তোমারই দেবালয়ের প্রদীপ করো, নিশিদিন আলোক শিখা জ্বলুক গানে, নিশিদিন আলোক শিখা জ্বলুক গানে, আগুনের he's
Wow.
zapped.
They
You
must,
know,
they
it's
must
like
have been zapped totally.
completely. And this, where is this coming from? It can't be this Malayali boy who's sitting there. This pitch dark and total silence. Nobody made a sound. Then I switched on my mobile. I think mobile phone didn't have a torch or anything, but just the light of the mobile. Hey, how do you know this? I said, no, no, because it is dark and there's no light. I just sang. Yeah, but how do you know the meaning? They said, no, you speak Bengali? I said, no, I don't speak Bengali, but I know a few Bengali songs, and whatever songs I know in any language, I try to learn the meaning. So suddenly when the power went like that, I thought of it. That
He
is
played
where
the
when
strings
my,
of his heart
yeah,
completely.
we then 2 years of planning happened, and I organized his concert in Trivandrum. All those videos were there up there on YouTube at that time. But then YouTube copyright strike, copyright strike, copyright. I mean, I paid money and I put together this concert and he sang and he was so happy. And he was so happy that I put it on YouTube. Also, many people got to realize that how well he was singing even then, thanks to these YouTube videos. But YouTube, some company would claim copyright and just shoot it down. So if I get 3 copyright strikes and then all the videos go, then I took so much effort to upload those in those days without broadband. So many. So I took out all these videos. But then after the concert, he thought, okay, that's it, finished. But then again, I didn't know anybody in Bangalore at that time, except my college friends who were there for some time and they had all left India. So the only person I knew in Bangalore was Manade. And I would come to Bangalore 3, 4 times a year just to spend a day with him. I'll go
Wow.
like 5 in the evening. And those days I used to travel abroad also. So I'll bring lint, Swiss chocolates and whatever. Then he said, Ram, I like Kit Kat. Okay. So very not dark. He liked milk only. So I'd bring Kit Kat, and every single time he and his wife would serve a Sprite. So
Oh,
I'd give him Kit Kat, drink a Sprite, just talk about Madan Mohan and Sachin Burman and Kishor Kumar and Mohammad Rafi. Oh my God, those days no video, nothing. So I asked him, see, you are a classically trained singer. You can sing alap and swarams and so many classical raga based songs also you have sung in movies. But Kishore Kumar became, they say he's untrained and he didn't know what is sarigama and whatever. So how come he became more famous than you? So instantly he said, they used to call me Ram only. Ram, the answer is very simple. He just happened to be a much better singer than me. This is Ram. Kishore was younger than Manadi also, just like that. So just because you're classically trained does not mean that you are better. There is somebody may not be trained in our classical music itself. KB Sundarambal was there. Sundarambal never studied music classically, but she sang better than so many others, so many others. And Veena Balachandar, we never studied Veena. Nobody till today has played Veena even 30% of what Balachandar has done. It's like you wonder whether he's playing Veena or something else, or whether he's a human being or some other avataram, but self-taught. No?
wow.
So having learned means you have learned, okay. But not having learned doesn't necessarily mean that you are worse. Some people are there because the discipline, the humility installed in us by a guru, and mentally that feeling when we physically and mentally we are at the feet of an ustad or a maestro or a guru, and we feel, oh, this man is great. He knows a lot. In front of him, I am small. I don't know so much. There is so much I can learn from. That humility, when you are self-taught, sometimes you lose it, and along with that sense of self-discipline also goes, and kind of it goes all over the place. That can happen. So that is where that plant installing somebody as a guru. It need not be your teacher. It can be Tyagaraja or Swatirunal or Purandradasa. Doesn't matter. But one person before whom you feel, oh wow, who is that? In front of him, I feel like nothing. That will always keep you grounded, I feel. Mhm.
That's true. That's absolutely true because
Yeah.
I think humility is a key to learning. No, if you think you know it all,
I
you'll never
know
be able to
everything.
learn
Yeah.
it. So
Exactly.
it's absolutely true.
Mhm.
And you are inspired by so many people of so many genres.
Yes.
How do you keep yourself so curious all the time? Curious to
Ah,
learn and the desire to learn because you keep
yeah,
learning and
because
you
the
never
moment,
take anything for granted because even before a session you're preparing even before and it's not that you need practice but you just
no, no,
keep updating, keep learning, keep reading, explain each and every word's meaning.
yeah.
So what keeps you motivated to do that each and every time?
Just I mean, they say virtue is its own reward. So like virtue is its own reward. Learning it's its own reward. Teaching is a byproduct. It's a bonus actually. But just learning, just reading, just listening, or intake is where I benefit. Output is what I'm sharing. But when you know very little bit, you feel you know a lot. And the more and more and more you learn, then you realize, oh my God, till yesterday I lived without knowing this. And now that I know this, oh my God, then maybe something else is or something else. So the more and more and more, and in fact, I think it is an interview with John Cleese. I think John Cleese, who did Monty Python and many other things. I think he says a person, stupidity is the same as his awareness of how stupid he is. So it's like, suppose there's a ball this big, it has this much surface area. So this is your brain can conceive of something this big, but your brain is this small. So then you are too stupid to realize how stupid you are. Okay. That's it. Yeah. So I was saying, if we mentally place somebody on a pedestal in our heart and we really feel they are great, then that itself will bring us some humility and learning also. See, now I just sang Aguner Poroshmani, which is a Tagore song in Bengali, which is not my language. And when I visited Mannade's house for the first time, I didn't know that power was going to go. And when the power went, suddenly this line, so that use my body as a lamp to light up your temple. Such a perfect line. It struck me because I knew it, and so I know the song and I know the meaning also, because of which I could use it in the perfect situation. But now I find so many people who learn, it is goal oriented learning. So suppose somebody has a concert tomorrow, they'll learn or practice. I'm singing Kalyani mainly. They will practice Kalyani to sing tomorrow for the concert or for a competition or for an audition or for a recording. Well, just this continuous process of learning and reveling in learning, the delight of just the learning process, that I find missing a lot among many people. Not only me, I know many others from my generation and even older generation. They would just keep learning. Not like if I learn, okay, if I learn this, if I practice, then what do I get? Without thinking of that. Just the fact that you learned itself makes you better, you richer and better and happier and more accomplished. So that kind of thinking seems to be less fashionable now. I don't know why.
Joy of learning is lost, no? If you just make
Ah,
it just time bound and purpose bound. So
yeah, exactly. Even my gurus, I spend so much time with them, as you know from our Zoom sessions also, or hybrid sessions. It is never finished before time. It is only extend. One song is being completed. Okay, then let's complete. Can you stay awake for half an hour more and then finish the song? So it's never okay. You pay this much money, you get 60 seconds. In so many other uh, forms of teaching, in Western classical music, I know a piano teacher teaches and they'll have a watch clock on the piano for 20 minutes, $500 or whatever. And at 20 minutes, the clock will strike and class is over. So while with my gurus, I would go to their house and eat with them and spend the whole day with them. They were happy to have me there. I was happy to be with them. And we are just sometimes learning will happen, sometimes learning may not happen with the official teaching and learning. But when I am with my guru, another student will come and my guru would be teaching them a song which I have already learned. But even though I have already learned, I will just clear my mind and this I know already and think of something else. No, I'll be listening to it as though I'm listening to it for the first time. And if the student is not very good, how this teacher gets that not very good student to sing that, what they do. So that process, so for my online Zoom sessions, for example, when there are 50 or 60 or 120 people there, and one person is, I'm making one person sing, and they are struggling to get a phrase right, and I'm struggling even more to get it right. A person who has already got it, they'll say, "Ah, already got it." So let them, something is happening, I'm disconnected. No, then they should observe and see how I am getting this person to sing that. So that whole process is then when you are a teacher yourself and the same situation comes, then suddenly the scene will come in their mind. Oh, this is what my teacher did in that situation. He slowed it down. He chopped that phrase up into three small pieces and sang the swaram, made the student sing the swaram, repeat the swaram several times, and then sing the sahityam slowly and then only increase the speed. So that whole 6 second phrase would have taken 7 minutes or something. So that to keep observing how others are being corrected. Sometimes I get frustrated when I teach and a person makes one mistake and I correct that with in this elaborate process, and next person raises their hand and they make exactly the same mistake. It's like just now I've been telling one person. So at that time, what were you do? You doing sleeping or just mind switch off or I don't know. So that it's all part of the package when you're a teacher.
true, true. But then I think you have a certain set of principles also which you abide by, and slowly and steadily you keep propagating it through your teaching, through your performances, everything, not
Mm.
just musical principles, overall life principles that you follow, you put
Mhm.
through, right? That's
Yeah.
commendable.
It's yeah. Time will tell how much will take root or not take root. Right. We don't
It
know.
always comes back. So, and knowledge also never goes waste. And
And
whatever
knowledge,
one
see
does,
that. Yeah, that's what I was saying about learning. No, why? What do I get if I know a Tagore song or a Jacques Brel song or a George Brassens song in some other language? Just it adds one more dimension to my music, my mind, my soul, my personality, everything. Other than that, it's not like, oh, if I sing a Tagore song, then this will happen. If I learn a Purandadasa, then there's so much of politically correct planning is there. Oh, if you sing Kannada songs in Karnataka, people will like. If I sing Bhadrachal Ramadas and Annamacharya in Telugu speaking places, they will like. If I sing Bharatiyar songs in Tamil Nadu, they will like. If I sing Sawitridal in Kerala, it's not like that. That works definitely, but for me, it is not like that. I love Tamburi Metidava, which is a Purandradasa song, means I'll sing it in Dubai and Muscat and Tiruvananthapuram and Bombay and Madras and Hyderabad, and not only in Karnataka. So that Sri Rama ni namamu jihvaku ruchiga. So Sri Rama ni namamu jihvaku ruchiga unnadi ఎప్పుడు ఎవేళ మనసు మరువకున్నది సగ్గ మగ సగ్గ మగ సో సగ్గ మగ I get requests for that. It's a Telugu song, but I get requests for that in Madras, in Trivandrum, in Bangalore, in Bombay. Everywhere I get requests for that. So it goes beyond language. So suppose I feel, oh, I'll sing a Telugu song in Telugu place and Tamil song, that is very narrow. I want each language speaking person to relish the nectar of the sweetness of each language. Each of us might feel good about our own language, and some languages definitely are more mellifluous and melodious, like Bengali or Telugu or Farsi or Greek. They sound so Urdu. They sound so beautiful. But every language, if handled the correct way, like every ragam also, there are some ragas, of course, I love a lot. There are some ragas I don't like much. But there are some ragas which I didn't like much for many years till I heard that person sing that. Then oh my God, this raga is so beautiful. So till now I didn't like it because I have not heard that raga sung the way it should be. So when I heard it sung the way it should be by a great musician, now I realize it's not the fault of the raga, because of the fault of the people who sing it in a uninspiring or uninteresting way.
it's like the chef's touch in a certain dish. It makes
Ah,
it tastier, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
so,
Exactly. Mm.
and what is your philosophy in life in general? Would you
Philosophy.
do you like to travel a lot, or
Yeah, I
and
mean, if I
traveling
can,
and reading helps one, right? So
oh,
how do you
absolutely, absolutely. One has to be able to afford that also. So, and I'm very flexible that way. When I could afford during my late 20s and early 30s, I've traveled a lot, a lot. When I couldn't afford, I have not traveled a lot. And during lockdown, I spent almost 2 years exclusively in this room where you can see me. Then also I was fine. So there are some people who are used to a certain lifestyle, and unless they get it, they go crazy. So while if we are more flexible, Bruce Lee says about being like water. No? So be like
um,
water, my friend. So water is poured into a plate, it will be flat. It will take the shape of the plate. You pour water into a long glass tube, the water will take the shape of the tube. In a cup, in a teapot, everything it will take the shape, but essentially it remains the same. It doesn't change character. It is water only. So be versatile according to the city. But of course, Bruce Lee says about fighting also. So coping with different situations in life. Otherwise, it's like, see, I am happy to sing with certain people, but I give concerts with, see, now I had a concert in Singapore on September 15th, Onam Day. So I sang with three people whom I had not met before. We met on stage, but if you see and hear what happened then, I'm still hoping to get at least one video of one song from that, just as a souvenir. you will feel we have been performing together all our life. We had four best friends, no?
Wow.
And I sent them messages also, and they sent me messages also. "Oh, we have never experienced something like this." It's just oneness. So if I say no, no, if my man, this man and this man are not there, then I can't sing means then
You
it's
become too rigid. That's
ah,
true.
yeah. So we have to be flexible that way.
And all of us, we wish that, when we are children, we should grow up. And as adults, we wish we'd get back to childhood. So what would you, what would you, are
Yeah.
you, I mean, you kept the child alive in you. And
Yeah, yeah, somehow it's coming out more and more now, especially after pandemic. Till pandemic, some pretense of dignity or something. But then after pandemic, I was like, we don't even know what will happen tomorrow. Let me just have fun. So sit here alone in the room. I never made a video like for YouTube until the pandemic came. There were videos of my classes and lessons which were actually happening. Somebody would take a video and put it on YouTube, but sitting alone in this room with my phone, looking at that and just addressing whoever, I don't know who is going to watch YouTube, but whoever happens to watch YouTube and just play the fool and have fun. It's really,
you
really
gave
great.
so many people hope because
Eh,
nobody knew who will survive the pandemic. And okay,
yeah,
so as long
even
as we're here,
no,
let's
even
just
without
enjoy.
pandemic, nobody knows who will be there tomorrow.
True.
Once I grew some hair on my face, so uh, I wanted to shave. Then I thought, let me try. So there's this um, Russian composer called Aram Khatachurian. So he's made a song called Saber Dance. So because it's Saber, Jagger Saber Dance, I think of it like that. So Saber Dance. Like that it comes. So I played that and showed with my hand like I'm shaving like that to go with the music. Then I paused. I paused the video. I rushed to the bathroom and actually shaved and brought a steel plate and covered my face. So I've actually shaved. And then I pressed the record again. And then I just lowered the thing and my face is shaved. So there's no editing, nothing. I just did it in one take, but it came. It's there on YouTube. So if you search for
Oh,
Prince Rama Varma, the shave, you can see that.
oh.
Not enough people have watched that video.
It's a
I
definite
one
must watch then.
it's one of those videos I felt very good about myself because I had to do the whole thing, set up the camera, uh, play the music, record, and then pause, rush before the camera goes to sleep. So this very, very quickly, just have a rough shave, come back with the steel tray, press again, and music plays, recording, and then I
Wow, you should do a movie.
movie, movie. Uh, some vibrations are there, but ripples. I don't know what will happen. But yeah,
Very interesting. So you're also a drama queen apart from being a prince among musicians.
yeah. I'm not a. I never do drama because then instead of Rama Varma, people will call me Drama Varma. So I'm very simple. In fact, sometimes when I was younger, if I had a concert during a series and but the day before me, that person is singing, day after me, this person is singing, oh my God, what can I do between? But now, as an older person, I don't feel afraid at all. Sometimes my concert would be just normal. It may not be so amazing or something. But the day before, somebody else would have done so much drama that after that, when I sing just like a normal person, people feel, "Phew, after all that drama, it's nice just to hear one
Drama.
normal guy." Rama, yeah, no drama. So without my doing anything, thanks to the other person, I'll get a few extra marks. So even people say, "Oh, you're so humble." I never felt I was humble at all because they might just presume that because my family was the ex-aristocracy and my gurus were legends and I'm singing and so he must be so arrogant. They just presume. So, uh, but from that level, when I'm not that arrogant, what they feel, that, oh, you're so humble. I can't imagine how you're so humble. I say, oh, am I humble? Okay, thank you.
That's actually quite baffling about you because the first glimpse I got of you, I was expecting somebody who would throw his weight around, but he came across so humble and normal and very very simple. So,
Um,
and that's quite a surprise for any human who sees you for the first time. So
I still remember that when I turned 18 years old, I had my first car, which was a Maruti van. Now, 37 years later, even now, I have the same car, Maruti van. So the first time I went out to eat, driving my own car, and not with my parents or older members of the family, just me and two friends of mine. There's a hotel called Pankaj Hotel in Trivandrum. Now it's closed. I don't know. At that time, it was a nice hotel. So many times I've eaten there. In fact, 2 days ago also I passed Pankaj Hotel and it is closed. So I was wondering why it was closed. I still don't know why. So I went to Pankaj Hotel and I ordered tomato soup. So then the waiter comes and says, "What would you like to drink, sir?" So nobody had called me sir until then. What would you like to drink, sir? And I'm like, who is he talking? There's nobody behind me. So then I say, oh my God, he's addressing me as sir. I still remember so clearly the first time somebody called me sir. I'm like, wow. So that is the level of my self-esteem. It's like so down. So then it's like, oh, nice. That's why I don't like students touching my feet, for example, because if every time the student does namaskaram, then you kind of grow into that. You are comfortable with that. Then one person comes and says, hello, namaskara, how are you? Huh? He didn't touch my feet. Huh? Once we get offended when somebody is perfectly normal and civil and polite and nice, because the normalcy becomes some other level. So I don't like. So even after a workshop, sometimes we can't have some people after concert or workshop, they'll just come and dive at the feet. So I have my bag which has the lyrics. I don't have it now here. Otherwise, I would have shown you. So I just keep that bag on my feet. So my feet become inaccessible. So I'll be, okay. And when I'm standing, if somebody dives at my feet, I'll move back 2 feet. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Wish you all the best. That's all. Who am I to bless anybody? No, I don't believe in that.
people do express reverence, so I
No,
guess that's their way.
we can
And
wish somebody the best. We can really pray or hope that something good happens.
or
But
like you do, you do for people, your acts of philanthropy for
acts, yeah,
people. So those also make a lot of difference.
that makes.
And in fact, another person like you know, APJ Abdul Kalam, he was also extremely, extremely humble. And
Incredible,
you've
incredible.
been invited, you performed in front of him. He was himself a huge fan of yours.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
and I don't think you ever showed off or flaunted that equation,
No, no.
isn't it? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's quite in today's world when people are actually they're so insecure themselves, so they need to cling on to something to
Something, yeah.
flaunt and show off. It's more for validation. How do
Yeah.
you land up being so secure and grounded?
I don't. Maybe because I know some celebrities up close and they don't fascinate me at all. Some people, they might have some qualities which I like, but that whole celebrity game of what makes a person a celebrity and the kind of people who go after that, neither of this appeals to me. So, and I find like there is ideal climate for, for example, in a desert, cactus plant will grow, and in a rainforest, something else will grow. In a cold climate, something else will. So now the climate is perfect for something fake or lies to spread very, very quickly and just spread out like a banyan tree. So suppose I like coffee a lot, but I make a statement, oh, I love tea. Neither liking coffee nor tea is harmful. But the fact is that it is coffee which I like. So I say I like tea means somehow that becomes very popular. So anything which is the opposite of what you are, what you do, what you believe, what you feel, the exact opposite of that, if you speak, that gets the maximum mileage. So, and then if you build an image based on lies and misrepresentation, and based on that, you have genuine fans who really love you, who really respect you, thinking that this is what you are, then you're always insecure because you know if these people who really love me so much, if they really knew what I was like, then they wouldn't like me. So you're always kind of not in a comfortable position. You are stressed out. And when you see somebody being open and honest and real and genuine and being themselves, you hate their guts because, oh my God, I could not do that. How come this guy is just being himself or herself? So, professionally, financially, socially, in so many ways, we can get a lot of mileage by being fake and pretending and whatever. But I like mileage. I like any of those things, but not being fake. Whatever I can get being myself, that is enough for me. I don't want anything more. So even see now you know me very well for such a long time. So now we are sitting and chatting officially on Zoom. You have seen me with your family, with a room full of students. I'm always the same. No, it's not like that time I'm like this time I'm like that. So even my taxi drivers in Madras or in Bangalore or in Cochin or Kannur or Mangalore, in so many cities, I have the same taxi driver whom I called for years and years, decades almost. So every time uh, they know what to expect and it's the same. It's not like suddenly when I give a big concert, I am invited by Abdul Kalam in Rashtrapati Bhavan, then suddenly my attitude changes. Nothing happens like that.
That's true.
Mhm.
Commendable actually to keep stay grounded, and especially with young kids being so competitive, and they're doing so well all of a sudden, so success does get into their head.
Mhm.
So probably that's an inspiration for a lot of people, so they can continue. And a lot of kids who are really bright throughout their youth, suddenly they transform and they're unrecognizable adults. So hopefully, these traits that they imbibe from you will keep them
From
grounded, and we'll
me.
have lots of good humans around.
From me, I don't know what anybody will imbibe, but for the kids, like I'm talking about very small kids, very big role is played by the parents. If they say,
Parents.
"Oh, you're so amazing, you are like God," and whatever, though you got only 10th place, you were actually better than the all other 10, and just drill it into them that they are superior and whatever. Then, or the other way also, you can just say, tell a kid you are useless or whatever. Then they may not become arrogant, but they can become demoralized and
Poor
feel
self-esteem
poor
also.
self-esteem and feel that I'm not worth anything. That many times that happens also. And the scars will last a very long time.
They
So
say, childhood trauma scars
mm,
you forever. So,
yeah, it's very sad.
so
So people say, "Oh, you're so child friendly," and what? It is not because I am like this parental person who feels fatherly towards. Not at all. It is because when I was a child, I lived in a palace where things were very regimented. Not exactly like a Sound of Music movie, but because it was a big household with many members of the family and even more members of the staff, it was necessary that it had to work like clockwork. So
mm,
8:30 sharp, wherever we are in the house, 8:30 sharp, we'll all congregate in the same room for breakfast, which we would eat sitting on the ground, on the floor. So when we sit
mm,
on the floor, it's not like we are seated at a table. So for the people who serve us food, they are pouring sambar or chutney or whatever, they have to bend down and serve each person. So if at a different time, people keep walking in, they have to go on doing that again. So but 8:30 means in one line they will serve and it's finished. So same with lunch will be at 12:30, dinner will be at 8:30. So everything is little regimented. I have had fun times. I've had very beautiful, much older relatives also. But there's a different kind of freedom when you're just playing around and carefree. That thing was not there during my childhood. So after I left home and started living on my own and whatever, then all those unexpressed things which should have come out when I was 2 years old and 3 years old and 10 years old and all that is coming out now. So, so when I play with this mini chicken or
Oh,
do
that's so
some
cute.
silly thing, somebody might feel, oh, I'm so child friendly and I would be so nice as a parent or older
Parent.
person. But actually, I am expressing my childhood feeling only.
दिल तो बच्चा है जी. That
Ah,
kind.
see, even when I see balloons, the hydrogen balloons which float up, I really like that. I really like them. Or some things which bubbles, for example. So it's just, it's
Even
nice.
those props that you wear, no, those things on your eyes and mustache is so interesting.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just picked up from I somehow it catches my eye when I see something like that.
full,
Mhm.
even sometimes in the middle of life, when you're in the middle of all these things, and you see something that you have done. in any of your videos, you're like, oh, okay, fine, life is worth it. It's okay.
This actually, I digress completely talking about Kishore Kumar doing playback for Amitabh Bachchan and me not knowing it was Kishore Kumar. But the first time I watched a movie by Kishore Kumar called Half Ticket. He acts as a mentally retarded boy. So called what? Munna. So Munna, Munna
Yeah.
Babu, Raja Babu, like that. See, he does so many things and makes so many sounds and gestures, which I used to do exactly the same independently, not watching him. So when I saw, in fact, I watched it with one of my friends and he said, he's doing like you. And I said, yeah, that's what I was also thinking. So independently, he's August 4th and I'm August 13th. So maybe some 4 and Leo and August, maybe something is there. I don't
Like
know.
Balamurali sir says,
Hmm?
it comes
It
to you
comes. Oh yeah,
naturally.
it comes.
So,
Yeah, really.
nice.
So same type. I mean, you can be crazy this way and you can be crazy in a different way also. But that same wavelength of frequency of craziness, he and I have. So it feels good.
मैं पागल नहीं हूँ मेरा दिमाग खराब है so that kind
Exactly. नहीं, मैं पागल नहीं, मेरा दिमाग खराब है. Like that he says in to Madhubala, he says in that movie.
Hmm. Very, very nice. And you actually bring so much joy, not just through your music, through your humor and just the way you are. So it's incredible just chatting with you, knowing you, and each
Knowing,
day as it comes, like there's so much to
knowing,
learn.
knowing you, knowing me. Aha.
Aha. Nice.
ABBA song.
That also I learned recently.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very, very interesting. And thank you so much for sparing this
Thank
time.
you so much
And
for just out of the blue having a chat like this. I mean, now I thought my next event, whatever, would be, in fact, one music dance school teacher from Dubai is planning to have an online chat
okay,
on November 16th.
okay,
So I'll find out whether it's open to anybody.
okay.
So she wants to do it on Insta, not Zoom.
Oh, nice.
So I have to log in on Insta on my desktop for the first time and see how
That
it
will be
goes.
great.
So this is on 16th, very soon.
Very nice. Very, very
So,
nice.
but my next event would be 25th. I have a concert in Chennai that will come online at RK Convention Center. That is the only concert I think of all the concerts which are coming up, which comes online. Then
Lovely. The
21st.
benefits of technology also.
Mm.
So people across can see.
Yeah, but because of YouTube, the other side is also there. Like Hariye Gati, it's a beautiful song by Balamurali sir. I sang it twice in my life at that time, and both those recordings came on YouTube. So people who have watched those recordings many times and they feel, I sing Hariye Gati all the time. Well, I had only sung it 2 times in my whole life. No? Later, of course, I sang it few, but not, I don't think I would have sung it more than 10 times even now. It's a very special song, but because it's there on YouTube and they watch again and again, they feel it's a much repeated song, while it may not be.
You
So,
popularized Kaivara Amare Narayana also.
oh yeah,
Big
that
time.
is a,
So,
that
Sri Krishna, I know, and
yeah.
perfect bliss.
Amaranarayana, I never expected. Sri Krishna was my window to Amaranarayana. When Balamurali said tuned that, oh my God, what a tune! Just so beautiful. Then I discovered Chandamamanu. Then I discovered this Sri Rama. Just the tune Balamurali said it. So I added this ding 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 saga maga that I added. So these three, then Chandamamanu also many people like a lot. And Prayaga Rangadasa. Prayaga Rangadasa is another of my pet composers. I just love his songs. Some sweetness. When somebody is something is very cute, you say, "Oh, so sweet." No,
Mhm.
that feeling Prayaga Rangadasa songs bring me without knowing any Telugu. Now, of course, I understand little more than I did earlier. But if it's Purandadasa, Namacharya, Bhadrasara, these are all my favorites. But others sing also. But these two composers, they seem to be like mine.
Mm.
So I feel very,
Yours
very
to keep. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, very, very like you have a favorite pet and that feeling I
Oh,
have to
nice.
their songs. It's very nice.
And you treat them so, I mean, these you treat these compositions so beautifully. You brought in your magic into it also. So
Mm,
it's absolutely wonderful.
no, as I said, any language, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam. Malayalam, unfortunately, even the great Kerala composers, Maharaja Swadhitirunal or M.D. Ramanathan or T.V. Gopalakrishnan, sir, there are so many Kerala composers also who didn't compose much in Malayalam.
Mm.
Well, there are people like A.C. Kesavapillai and Iraman Thampi and Kutti Kunja Thangachi. There are many who have composed in Malayalam also, but in the general menu of Carnatic classical concerts, those songs have not come much. Even Swadhitirunal's Malayalam also is also full of Sanskritam. They call it Manipravalam, the combination of two languages. So it's a lot of Aliveni Entuchevu Malayalam. Nalina Midi, see, Tamara Kanna, Lotus Eyes. So Lotus Eye, Tamara Kanna is Nalina Midi. Both are Sanskrit. Nalina Midi, Sri Padmanabhan, Vannilalo is Malayalam. Huh?
Mm.
So it's such a girl, lady is waiting for Padmanabha. He hasn't come. Hey, yo, no, Murali, what happened? How come he has not come? He's feeling sad and telling her friend, sadly, see, he hasn't come. So, Nalina Miri Sri Padmanabhan Ihavanillallo Aliveni Entu Chevu Anta Jnanini Manini Aliweni Entu Chevu Entu Chevu. Then
Oh,
without doing mentally I feel like that, no? So if you do too much abhinayam also, people say, oh, I've called you to sing only, not to do abhinayam. So not doing abhinayam, when you sing that, it comes automatically, you know.
so you emote through your music.
Ah, exactly. Mhm.
Thank you so much once again, and thank you for being you, for being
Yeah.
as
Thank,
kind and
thank you equally for uh, same. And for appreciating. See, people might appreciate in some way, but to actually do something. You see, Balamuralikrishna, for example, he was a great composer. Okay, then so some people knew that, but what have you done for him as a composer? So that I have done really. So like that to do something. So you have organized so many of my teaching sessions and so many of my concerts also so professionally, so decently. Everything is clear cut. There's no scope for any misunderstanding during or afterwards also. So you see, oh, this guy is doing something. He is sincere. He is committed. He is dedicated. His team is good, and he'll give 100%. So I should do something that matches the commitment that he is showing. That very few people have that. There are people, but I can count like this. Mostly, it's like, especially the older organization, it's like you. If you are not there, he is there. If he is also not there, then another 100 people are waiting to sing here. So that recognition of individual merits and what makes this person special, what makes this singer and this violin combination, and this mridangam and this khatam combination. So why does that click? For organizers who realize that is very special for a musician to know that, oh, okay, a student, a well-wisher, an organizer, an accompanist, anybody who realizes what we are all about and appreciates that and does something about it. Nothing greater than that. You can get an award or whatever, that has some other value. But this is the greatest value. After a concert finishes, now you saw in Hyderabad, same thing happened in Chennai also. Concert finishes at 9 o'clock, but I'm sitting on stage at 10 o'clock also because people want to take photos with me or whatever. So then some of the organizers will say, come, Varma sir, we'll go. I mean, you must be tired, you must be hungry, you must be sleepy, come. So I said, yes, I am tired, but I'm honored that these many people feel like coming and sitting with me and taking my photo. They are also tired. They are also hungry. They have to drive home and have dinner. So then the fact that they want to take a photo with me, I feel who am I? I'm just nobody. But they feel like some other concert also they might listen to and go home, not want to meet the artist. No,
So
so that is a big honor.
it's a
And
privilege, no? So, I mean, anybody who knows you would love to do that.
yeah.
That's
And some people, of course, they won't even know my name. Oh, you're Prince Ravi Varma, right? No.
the more
Hello.
popular.
At least learn my name first. Yeah, so
True. So thank you once again, and
thank you so much.
it's
Happy
an
Children's Day.
happy Children's Day to you. To you're an eternal child, so happy Children's Day to you.
Yeah, I have my mental developments. I got arrested at age 5, so remains there.
No, you just kept the child in you alive.
Yeah,
So
it's nice. At least we can entertain ourselves.
true.
So if others get entertained, also there is a bonus.
You smile and make other people smile. So yeah, that's true. Thank you once again.
Okay.
I'll just stop.